With the ASUS ROG Flow X16, my search for a fantastic multipurpose laptop continues. I previously looked at the 2022 Lenovo Legion 5i Pro with the intention of evaluating how well it handled graphically demanding PC games while also being practical enough in terms of appearance, durability, and portability to make it something I could carry around and use for remote work. The reason is that, contrary to what I've typically done in the past, building a custom, high-end desktop computer for PC gaming and having a separate work laptop is now becoming more expensive. The computer industry's supply chain is plagued by rising manufacturing costs. However, thanks to the quick development of technology, I've grown more open to the concept of all-in-one computers. I'm particularly interested in gaming laptops. Powerful versatility would be ideal. In terms of build and performance, the Lenovo Legion 5i Pro was a great workhorse laptop that checked a lot of boxes. It also raised the bar for the power I could anticipate from gaming laptops in 2022. In spite of the ASUS ROG Flow X16's comparable performance, I found that after using it for a while, I really liked some aspects of its physical design that I wouldn't have thought were important. Review of the build and design of the ASUS ROG Flow X16. The ASUS ROG Flow X16 is advertised as an ultra-slim laptop and weighs 2 kilograms, which is pretty much the industry standard for a contemporary laptop of this power class and screen size. In addition to being a hybrid laptop, the X16 screen is on a 360-degree hinge, allowing you to fully fold it to transform it into a touchscreen tablet. This feature is essential to understanding the X16's identity. By no means is this a novel concept, but I've never thought of it as a necessary feature, much less one specifically designed for playing video games. I really have nothing bad to say about it, though, given that we live in the era of the Nintendo Switch and the adaptable gaming system. I particularly like the following two use cases. The first is to use the X16 as a touchscreen tablet PC and play turn-based strategy games and point-and-click adventures on it, both of which greatly benefit from touch-based interaction. If you enjoy playing strategy games like Civilization VI and XCOM or adventure games like Return from Monkey Island and The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow, then this is a great way to play them more casually, as you would on a portable game console or mobile tablet device, without compromising screen real estate or visual fidelity. I discovered that I use tent mode even more often than the first use case. The X16 can be set up in the shape of an upside-down V and placed on a desk or coffee table by flipping the screen back at a 270-degree angle. The laptop's keyboard can be placed facing down, and you have more freedom to adjust the screen's angle by moving it past the 270-degree mark. Despite the keyboard's rubber feet being designed specifically to prevent this from happening, I was a little hesitant to scratch the surface. It's a great option regardless of how you set it up for a screen-only experience, whether you're using it to play games or watch YouTube or streaming services. It's novel and pretty awesome to play games with a controller while using the X16's tent mode. Scorn and A Plague Tale, Requiem, both graphically demanding games, were two new releases I played through completely for reviews while I was with the unit. The X16 can be quickly and easily set up on any surface, and the touchscreen in Windows 11's user interface make it unnecessary to use the physical mouse and keyboard in most situations. It basically functions like a large Nintendo Switch that only plays PC games. All of these choices are very practical. The value of these seemingly unimportant options actually caught me off guard. If we're being completely honest, I should have told you right away that these concepts were absurd. Versatility is important when considering a laptop that performs well in both work and play, and the X16 has that ingrained in its design philosophy. In addition, the chassis is sleek and uncomplicated with some very nice, understated flourishes. The only distinguishing feature is a tiny brand badge tucked into a groove in the lid, which is good and straightforward. Although it can be customized and turned off completely, the RGB lighting on the keyboard is present. The bulky power supply is an issue, but sadly, PC gaming laptops generally share this complaint. My next objective is to determine the strength of Apple's promotion of gaming on its consistently stylish and understated MacBooks. The 360-degree hinge has advantages, but there are some drawbacks as well. The screen's tension can occasionally feel a little too loose. When I used the laptop to work and write remotely, the screen would frequently flop around as I moved the device on my lap. If you're trying to complete tasks while riding a bumpy train, having to constantly readjust your view can be a little annoying. With the exception of this complaint, the unit's tapered edges made it comfortable to work on at odd angles. Review of the ASUS ROG Flow X16, Gaming Performance. The fan noise can get out of control and is undoubtedly more noticeable in the tent and other hybrid modes, where the hot air is shooting up from the hinges at the top of the V-shape. This is true of every model of PC gaming laptop available. The main drawbacks also apply to every other model of gaming laptop. If you have a good pair of noise-canceling headphones, it won't be a problem, but people around you will undoubtedly complain. Aside from the usual noise complaints, it's difficult to criticize how well this laptop performed in our hands on tests. The device I had was outfitted with an AMD Ryzen 9 6900HS and a GeForce RTX 3070 Ti laptop graphics processing unit, which is undoubtedly a more powerful option. Playing recently released games, such as the aforementioned Scorn and A Plague Tale, Requiem, at 1600p, a slightly wider than widescreen 16:10 ratio, which is typical in the current generations of gaming laptops, was a wonderful experience. The frame rate performance was more or less consistently 60 frames per second. Nothing to complain about. When I started up the demanding Cyberpunk 2077 for a more demanding test, I experienced a pretty solid, typical frame rate of 45 frames per second on high graphical setting presets, which is perfectly playable in my opinion. Any small jumps in the constants are also masked by adaptive variable refresh rate syncing. In order to support more detailed visuals, I'm personally quite content with a constant performance rate of 30 frames per second. Unfortunately, I can't comment on how well the X16 models perform when using lower-end GPUs. These GPUs, the GeForce RTX 3050 and RTX 3060, are available in versions of the X16 that cost hundreds less than the RTX 3070 model. At first glance, the X16 appears to retail for a little bit more than other 16 inches gaming laptops, with models falling between $2,600 and $3,300. Of course, the cost of pre-built computers varies considerably throughout the year. It's important to note that the X16 is also compatible with the ASUS XG Mobile external GPU box, which can give the laptop significantly more GPU power and improve its performance when driving a higher resolution screen or just generally, depending on the distance between the internal and external GPUs. The price of this unit is also over $1,500, but if you choose the least expensive model, it might be worth thinking about as a long-term investment for the future. A general assessment of the ASUS ROG Flow X16. The ASUS ROG Flow X16's flexibility is undoubtedly an unexpected and alluring X factor. This quality isn't shared by many of its current rivals in the market. I didn't anticipate those aspects to be significant from a lifestyle standpoint, but after using them consistently for a month, I can definitely tell their absence is missed. In thinking about a laptop that functions well as a portable workstation that's also powerful enough to play PC games wherever my office is for the day, versatility is an important factor. The hybrid nature afforded by the build and the design of the X16, on top of its strong gaming performance, makes it a very attractive long-term investment. The higher-than-average price point may be a deal-breaker depending on your personal budget, but regardless, this is a great bar to measure all other gaming laptops against. 4 stars, ASUS ROG Flow X16 Gaming Laptop Review. Release year, 2022. Price, from $2,899. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and support my channel. Lesser than 3.